Afternoon, folks. This is just gonna be a trade review video, nothing extra, nothing big. Why I took this trade, what was going through my mind. It was CPI day, post CPI long position. Uh, it was just a quick scalp, nothing big, nothing extra. So, yeah. My short-term drawn liquidity was this New York AM session high, which I got out of. I only went long one contract because my account, because of risk purposes. Yeah. And then my next drawn liquidity was the all-time high. As you can see, it hit that. That was my long-term draw. From my last video, I did say, like I said before, I did say that I wanted to see us trade to this BC. On the weekly chart, and we did, stayed on the upper half of the BC and take out that high, which happened. This is just beautiful. Like, there's nothing else I can say. For now, we are long until otherwise, until price show tells us otherwise. But this is my next drawn liquidity, 3,272 for the next week, and then that's my short-term draw, and the next drawn liquidity will have to be 3,379. But let me just mark out this for now. I don't want this to be a long video, so let me go back to the trade and what was my thought process throughout the trade. I'll start with the 4-hour chart. Actually, let me start with the daily chart. Was a fun day. I don't trade CPI like immediately post CPI if we are not close to any relevant PDRA. That's when I don't trade it. Like if we don't trade into any PDRA, this is going to be manipulation, straight up manipulation. The gamblers gonna be all the way in, trying to make money and get burned. At least that's what I've noticed. So, but on the daily chart, displaced above these highs. Next draw on liquidity was that. Like I said, we're heavy to the upside. We had no opposing PDRAs. It was just smooth. Price was really heavy. If you go down to the 4-hour, we're leaving 4-hour and 1-hour. You could see that we were leaving inefficiencies open, like this one, and yeah. Rebalancing, price was rebalancing until it reached the short-term high, long-term high. But it's much more cleaner on the 1-hour. I love the 1-hour chart. Like, since I'm a scalper, like it helps me really frame my bias, right, and entries and all that, you know. Like I said, we left this inefficiency open, this one open. Even though we are premium, overpriced, this move, all this displacement caters, this inversion also, this is balanced, this consolidation balanced. So I don't want to see price return here. So Because of that, I look at this hourly BC. And besides that, I had a session confluence. See that I marked that out. Let me go to the 5 minute chart real quick and then turn on my execution. I had a session confluence on top of that. I didn't just yeah, I didn't just like enter the trade. I had a session confluence. London traded into the hourly BC and then closed inside it. Afterwards, we had a change in state of delivery, but I don't want to see price trade to this order block. Why? Because you see how it failed to trade there. Why? Because we have this inversion fair value gap right ahead of the order block. Like I said, my model, ever since I refined it to this, I've talked about this before. Inversion fair value gaps ahead of order blocks. I trade order blocks, but inversion fair value gaps ahead of order blocks act as order blocks to that order block. So I entered off of this inversion level. I came a bit late, so I got a bit of a late entry. One of the reasons why I also cut my risk short. And I was targeting this previous AM session high, and I fell short of that. But on my MT5, I I got it because I had catered for spread and whatnot. I put my TP somewhere here. I got it. I got filled. Here I didn't get filled. Price missed us by a tick, but it's okay because we had this order block right here. I entered off of this order block. We had this order block right here. I don't want to see this low get taken out. The up the down close candles that traded into this inversion fair value gap. See how price the bodies stayed on the upper half of the inversion fair value gap. That shows heaviness. That's a signature in price that we're gonna go higher. Everything is fine. Stay in the trade. No need. You don't have anything to worry about. But it's okay because, like I said, we missed this target. But it's okay because this order block, ICT order blocks can be reclaimed, which happened. It traded into it one more time and then went higher. So I did move my stop to break even. Why? When I saw that we took out this high, I saw that I was almost close to my target. Plus, I only had one contract off. That's why I decided to bail out from the trade right there, even though I saw that my target wasn't reached. I thought that I did think that yes, it could go back here, but I couldn't afford that because I only had one contract. I was managing my risk, I was managing my trade, I was managing my emotions, I was managing my mental capital and all that, which is the most important part as a trader, of course, yes. So, yeah, that's just about it. This entry was mostly based on a 5 minute perspective. But if you look at it from a 15 minute, it was also clean. I don't want to lie. So inversion, I think fair value gap. After trading into this fair value gap, what do you treat that as? As an institutional order flow entry drill. See how price respected that plus this order block right there. Same order block as in the 5 minute. Coincidentally, respected it and high, all-time high. This was magical. I didn't want to stay in the trade for too long. I didn't want to risk too much. I just wanted a quick bread and butter setup out, in and out, because let's see this paper trading account history. Yes, I just got out. I had gotten out of a huge loss the past week. You know, I think it was beginning of this week, if I'm not mistaken. The volume was so high. This was one contract. You won't believe it. The volume was so high and I was offside. I think I've talked about the trade. Yeah, yeah, I have discussed that. It was one of the trades that I took. I hardly take live executions, but I'm trying my best to do that, even though I have schooling. But that's just about it. Nothing good, nothing big, nothing sophisticated, just simple textbook setups. That's what you take. And gold was very good. So, okay, let me talk about CPI. News released at 8:30. See, 8:30 we traded to that auto block once and then went up. I entered off of this auto block on my MT5. Got out of there, like I said before, catered for spread. Fortunately, I got a sniper entry and sniper exits. Luckily, okay, this time it was luck. This time I did break. I did put my stop at break even here once we took out this high, and then yeah. But even so, it was it was still okay for me to just leave my stop below here because I knew that this order block should be respected if I'm really on site. But yeah, that's why my original stop was before I moved it to break even. And that's just about it. That's the move. Made how much did I make? Uh let me check real quick. 18 each position had $18. I had four positions on plus a 95 cents, 18 times 4 plus 1, $73 off of that one little move. That's good because my everyday target is by $50 when I'm trading the challenge and how I'm gonna trade my my prop firm once I get fun with God on God with God's grace. I shall. And that's just about it. More trade reviews coming soon. And if anything new comes up, anything more interesting, I'll surely journal it. That's just about it. Good luck, good trading.